Preview.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 6 of the Tackling Sports Sponsorship podcast in the New York City offices of Open Sponsorship. So as you may notice, this is not Jason. Jason woke up today looking pretty different. So I've got a really special guest next to me today who's dropped by the city and has come into the office to say hi. So why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about who you are.
Thanks. Ryan J. Owens. I go by RJO. I've played volleyball since I was 17 years old. I'm 37 now. I've played in over 30 countries, and for our national team, I currently own an agency that helps international students find a school in Canada and the USA, and pros find teams. At the same time, I run a podcast called BeyondAthletic.com.
Yeah, so for the last half an hour or so, we've been sharing a few podcast tips. Well,
Yeah.
I've been receiving quite a few. And we still have a long way to go. So is that progression from athlete to agent kind of natural? Because you see a lot of athletes do that or go into the business side of sport.
Yeah, it's funny. It's actually more, it's like, it's this thing where you really don't have a path, so you kind of take whatever is there. And so I can't say that I did that. I'm kind of happy that I didn't do that. I actually thought about it while I was playing, like, okay, how can I solve a problem in the industry?
Yeah.
And that problem was that teams and agents were really hurting players by taking money from them.
Okay.
And I said, okay, if I start this, it's something that I want to create a solution for, and then I want to move into what I'm really interested in, which is business and education and mentorship and things like that.
Okay, great. So tell us a bit more about your volleyball days. Where are you from? Did you play at college? That kind of thing?
Yeah, I grew up in Evanston, Illinois, after we moved from the west side of Chicago, the gritty side, let's just say. When I was in grade school, we moved. In high school, a guy that I had met in Evanston, kind of like the first or second year I was there when I was really young, he reappeared in my life in high school, and then he was in my math class junior year. He said, "Do you want to play volleyball?" I was like, "You mean what they do in like Top Gun or whatever that movie was?" And he was like, "Not quite, but yeah." And I said, "Yeah, I'll come try out. It sounds like fun." At that point, I was doing every extreme sport you can imagine. I tried football, I tried baseball, I tried basketball when I was like in second, third grade, and I was like, no, that's not for me. And man, I tried out and I just loved it. From there, the coach just was such a great person and helped me and dealt with my skateboard shoes and the fact that I was just athletic, and I ended up not getting recruited out of high school. So I played from spring of junior year until spring of senior year. Didn't get recruited, went to snowboard in Colorado, missed it a lot. A good friend from high school said, "Dude, I think I can convince my coach to come here." Came to Dominican University, and from there it was just like, I'm better than this. I feel like not better than these people, but better than this. I think that I could play high level volleyball. Let's go. And from there it was just like California and then on to the world.
Okay. And so you moved from, I think you live a lot of your life in Europe. Do you still do that?
Yeah, so in 2002, I had met a German on my community college team in California, and I spent 2.5 years before I even came back to America when I first went to Germany.
Yeah, okay. What's the sports scene like in Europe compared to the US?
Stark difference. Sport is completely separated from school in most places.
Yeah.
And you have... basically it's just a business. It's a business, and it's not for pleasure. It's not a summer camp to put your kids at. It's just, we're gonna build a team or we're gonna have a farm team, and we're gonna sell those players to other teams, and we're just gonna make money off of them.
Okay. So do you think that's in volleyball, or you think that's across all sports?
That's across all sports. Really. The big sports, obviously, soccer, football, baseball, not really, because that's only America, Puerto Rico, and like Japan, I think. But volleyball and these sports, this is how it is. This is how it works.
Because volleyball is a big sport in a lot of the European countries, especially the Mediterranean countries.
Volleyball is a top, it's like number 4 or 3 in the world for participants.
Yeah, okay.
And it's huge. Every country pretty much I've been to since I left has had volleyball. Like a professional league. Whether it's good or not, but yes.
Okay. So let's tie that into sponsorship a little bit. Is sponsorship something that every athlete is aware of as soon as they go pro? Is it like, I'm professional, I'm expecting sponsorship to come at me, and then is it maybe something that doesn't quite come at you and you have to go out and find it? When did you sort of first encounter sponsorship as an athlete?
I first heard about it when I was reading about the big NFL, NBA, like, Nike, Jordan.
Yeah.
I grew up in the Jordan era, and I thought, how cool is that? You can have a product with your name on it. And then after I played, I started to see, like, there were a lot of sponsorships that were, for instance, I saw athletes with, like, Corona, metallic tattoos on them, shirts and shorts, or bags or sunglasses, and I started to go, wow, like this is interesting.
Okay. So your career has been pretty long. From a sponsorship perspective, how is it different now to the way it was in 2002 or whenever it was when you first burst onto the scene?
Yeah, I think it was more, then they were just like, okay, we want athletes to be part of like a group of athletes that push our thing, and now it's like, let's leverage all of these athletes' social networks.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can be an individual and still get sponsorship.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we'll do a second podcast just talking about sponsorship and other stuff we spoke about earlier.
Yeah,
so definitely, keep an eye out for that. But now, so Ty went to open sponsorship. When did we cross paths? How long has it been since you heard about us?
Dustin Watton, Team USA Volleyball, wrote me last summer and said, dude, I'm busy with Team USA. I'm not with the national team anymore. He said, like, there's this thing where you just give an award to a kid and you'll get paid for it as long as you make a social media post. And I said, like, that's interesting.
Yep.
Tell me more. And he said, no, just go to the site.
Okay.
And I went on a site and I was like, ooh, this is kind of interesting.
Okay. So do you find sponsorship much easier to come by now than it was? It has technology and things like that, because we're sort of an online platform.
Well, I mean, you just opened up the doors to just anybody. Before, it's like, I'm thinking as an agency owner or as a player, how do I get to Nike? How do I get to any of these people? But now I can just go on one place and say, okay, everything's here.
Yeah.
Let me apply for this.
Great. And there's a lot more than just the Nikes, because when you're a kid, you only look up to the bigger players and see the NBA backboards or whatever, and you'll see Verizon, the Nikes, the super big companies. But, every company from super small pet food to other stuff wants to sponsor athletes. So
yeah, and my dog got sponsored too. So
yeah, exactly. So we'll talk about that in the second episode. So I think that's a good place to tie it up for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to check out where can they follow you.
You can go on anything and pretty much type in Ryan, RyanJay Owens, Instagram, Facebook, wherever, you'll find me, everywhere.
Great. And as per usual, opensponsorship.com, athlete or brand. Feel free to join us and sign up, and then add Open Sponsorship on all social medias. So thanks guys, and see you in another episode very soon.
See ya.